Please subscribe my channel. I never thought our wedding anniversary would turn into the evening when everything finally clicked into place. 13 years of being married shows you how to overlook little problems, how to convince yourself that growing apart is normal, that everyday habits take the place of excitement, and that love simply changes over time. My name is Ethan Mitchell. I'm 40 years old. And until that evening, I thought being faithful was enough to keep a marriage going, even when the closeness slowly faded away. The celebration was her suggestion, a large one with friends, relatives, music, catered meals, the full event. Laura said it mattered to mark the occasion right this year. I didn't push back. I hardly ever did these days. I put on the suit she chose, smiled when needed, greeted people, and took the well wishes for a marriage others believed was strong. To everyone else, we seemed perfect. Laura looked stunning that night, laughing more than usual, touching people's arms, going from one group to another as if she were in charge of something special. I saw that she hardly came close to me, but I told myself it was fine. The person hosting stays occupied. Spouses get caught up in things. I had gotten good at explaining away her distance. Her closest friend, Jordan, showed up late. He usually did. Tall, easygoing, comfortable in a way that always bothered me a bit. They hugged a little longer than normal. But people hug a lot at gatherings. Don't they? I lifted my glass, pushed down the unease, and kept silent. I had stayed silent for years. Around 10 o'clock, the guests began to leave. Laura went upstairs, saying she felt a headache coming on. Jordan went up a few minutes after, holding 2 glasses of wine. I saw it, but I didn't say anything. I didn't want to act like that kind of man. The jealous husband who imagines things. Trust is meant to be quiet. When the house was finally empty, I headed upstairs to see how she was. The hallway seemed longer than normal, filled with a quiet that made my heart beat faster. Our bedroom door was a bit ajar. Light fell onto the floor. I opened it more. They were in our bed. Not wild or rushed, not over the top, just together. Clothes in a way that needs no action to make it clear. Laura's hand lay on his chest as if it fit there. Jordan noticed me first. His expression showed shock, then acceptance. Laura turned her head slowly, as if she had known this was coming for a while. I didn't yell. I didn't demand answers. I didn't get angry like in the films. What hit me was understanding, clear and quick. Those 13 years rearranged in my head. The night she stayed out late, the growing space between us, the way she pulled away when I reached for her. The bedroom that had lost its spark long ago. She started to say something, then stopped. I understood right then. Any reason she had ready wasn't meant for me. It was for her own sake. I stepped away, nodding once, as if confirming something I had already guessed. Jordan got out of bed, saying sorry in words that felt empty. Laura spoke my name gently, carefully, like I could shatter. I said nothing. I left the room, shut the door softly, and went downstairs. In the kitchen, I got a glass of water and sipped it calmly. My hands didn't shake. That caught me off guard. I felt no rush, no fear, just a burden easing off, bit by bit. I took my phone, my wallet, and my jacket. As I got to the front door, Laura's voice came down the stairs, calling me. I stopped, not to reply, but to hear it. I knew I didn't need her to tell me when it began, or that it meant nothing, or that she still loved me in some way. None of that was important now. Reasons only help when something can be repaired. This could not. I went out into the fresh night air. The celebration lights still shone in the backyard, with half-flat balloons moving in the wind. 13 years boiled down to leftover decorations. Nobody had started cleaning up. I got in my car and sat for a minute, taking deep breaths, sensing something new fill my chest. Freedom. I drove to a modest motel by the lake and checked in right away. The room was basic, peaceful, bare. I sat on the bed's edge and looked at the wall, going over that scene again and again. Not with hurt, but with awareness. I didn't lose my wife that night. I discovered the reality. The next morning, my phone had many messages. Laura saying sorry, Jordan trying to justify, friends wondering what happened. I didn't answer any. I showered, got dressed, and took a stroll by the water. For the first time in a long while, I wasn't attempting to mend things. I wasn't striving to be good enough. That afternoon, I sent one text to Laura. It was straightforward. I said I knew everything. I said I was finished. I said we'd deal with it all through attorneys. No harsh words, no big fight, just clear limits. She answered with worry, sorrow, and request to speak. I didn't reply. People believe cheating shatters you in one big explosion. Actually, it's calmer. It releases you from acting. It reveals when you stopped being picked and when you kept picking anyway. In any case, I didn't walk away because I no longer loved my wife. I walked away because I finally cared about myself enough to quit living with someone who had already left. That anniversary will stay in my mind not as the night my marriage finished, but as the night I stopped lying too.